You tell yourself this will be the last time. The last time you say yes when you mean no. The last time you overextend. The last time you swallow your own needs just to keep the peace. But then someone asks for something, and before you even think, you agree. Why does your mouth say, of course, when your body is already exhausted? You don't understand it. And that confusion is the real weight you carry. People-pleasing doesn't look dramatic. It looks responsible, kind, reliable. You're the one who stays late, the one who mediates conflict, the one who checks if everyone else is comfortable. But privately, something else is happening. You replay conversations at night. You worry someone might be upset. You feel a subtle anxiety when someone's tone shifts. A delayed text feels like rejection. A neutral facial expression feels like disapproval. So you adjust. You soften your opinions. You anticipate needs before they're spoken. Over time, you begin to lose track of your own preferences. What do you actually want? You're not sure anymore. Psychologically, this pattern often connects to high rejection sensitivity and anxious attachment tendencies. But here's the deeper layer. Your nervous system isn't trying to be liked. It's trying to feel safe, and that changes everything. But safe from what? Before we go further, understand this. You are not weak. You are not fake. You are not incapable of boundaries. Your people-pleasing is an adaptation. At some point in your life, harmony equaled safety. Maybe conflict led to emotional withdrawal. Maybe approval was unpredictable. Maybe love felt conditional. Your brain learns something simple. If I keep everyone calm, I stay secure. That learning doesn't disappear just because you grow older. The behavior persists because, at one time, it worked. It reduced tension. It prevented rejection. It preserved connection. Your brain kept the strategy. But here's the quiet question. Why does it still feel so automatic? To understand this, we need to look at how the brain processes social threat. Your brain does not distinguish strongly between physical danger and social rejection. Studies in social neuroscience show that social exclusion activates similar neural pathways as physical pain, particularly in areas like the anterior cingulate cortex. In simple terms, your brain treats disapproval like injury. Now add the amygdala, your internal alarm system. If early experiences taught your amygdala that tension equals danger, it becomes hyper-attuned to subtle cues. A sigh, a change in tone, a moment of silence. The amygdala fires. Stress hormones rise. Your body prepares to restore safety. And your fastest tool for restoring safety? Agreement, compliance, smoothing things over. Here's a mental model. Imagine your nervous system as a smoke detector. If it once lived in a house that frequently caught fire, it becomes extremely sensitive. Now even steam from the shower sets it off. People-pleasing is the alarm trying to prevent fire. But most of the time, there is no fire, just steam. Yet your body reacts before logic catches up. That's why it feels automatic. But if this is wired into the nervous system, can it be changed? Yes, but not by force. We're not going to just set boundaries. That rarely works when the nervous system feels unsafe. Instead, we retrain the system. What to do? When someone asks for something, delay your answer. Even 5 seconds. Even let me think about that. Why it works. This activates the prefrontal cortex, the rational, decision-making part of the brain, giving it time to regulate the amygdala's urgency. Without a pause, the fear response wins. Your coworker asks you to take on extra work. Instead of immediately agreeing, you say, "I'll check my schedule and get back to you." That small delay weakens the automatic loop. What to do? Practice allowing tiny moments of disapproval without fixing them. Why it works. Exposure reduces threat sensitivity. When the brain sees that mild tension doesn't lead to abandonment, the alarm system recalibrates. You express a different opinion in a group conversation. You feel tension, but you don't immediately soften it. You stay. Your brain learns nothing catastrophic happened. What to do? When someone seems upset, ask internally, is this mine? Why it works. People pleasers often exhibit high empathic attunement but low emotional boundaries. This question engages cognitive reappraisal, reducing unnecessary emotional ownership. Your partner seems quiet. Instead of overcompensating, you ask, are you okay? If they say yes, you accept it. You don't take on what isn't yours. What to do? Before agreeing to anything, quietly ask, if no one were disappointed, what would I choose? Why it works. This separates intrinsic desire from fear-based compliance. It strengthens identity coherence, a key factor in psychological well-being. Friends invite you out when you're drained. You realize you'd rather rest. You decline gently. Your nervous system trembles. But over time, it steadies. Think of your people-pleasing as an old security system. It was installed during a time when your environment felt unstable. It did its job well. But now, it's overly sensitive. The goal isn't to rip it out. It's to recalibrate it. Each pause, each tolerated discomfort, each honest answer. You are slowly adjusting the sensitivity dial. Not to become cold, not to stop caring, but to care without erasing yourself. That's the shift, and it's quieter than you expect. You don't people please because you're desperate for approval. You people please because your nervous system learned that harmony equals survival. That was intelligent. But you are no longer in the same environment. Safety does not require self-erasure. And the more you allow small moments of authenticity, the more your brain updates its map of the world. One day, you'll say no. And your body won't panic. It will simply breathe. And that breath will feel unfamiliar, but steady. And in that steadiness, you'll realize something quiet and powerful.